تحت الكساء. فقال عز وجل: اللهم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. اللهم صل على محمد. فقال جبرائيل: يا رب، أتزنوا لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله: نعم، قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله العلي الأعلى، يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام، ويقول لك: وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مذيعة ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد عزينا لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تعزنوا لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله: وعليك السلام يا آمين، وحي الله، إنه نعم قد عزنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. فقال لي أبي: إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول: إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد. فقال علي لأبي: يا رسول الله، أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله: والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض، وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا، إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي: إذا والله فزنا وفز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله ثانيا يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيهم محموم إلا وفرج الله همه ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى
ماشاء اللہ جزاک اللہ. تہا زیدی کے علم میں اضافے کے لیے ایک دفعہ بآواز بلند صلوات پڑھ دیجئے. اللہم صلی علی محمد آل محمد. الحمدللہ ہم لوگوں نے یہ پروگرام اسٹارٹ کیا کہ ہم اپنے یہ جو سنڈے اسکول کے بچے ہیں یا جو کمیونٹی کے چھوٹے بچے ہیں ان سے جو ہے ان عشرہ مجالس میں یکم محرم الحرام سے لے کر اب تک یہ بچے جو ہیں مجلس کا آغاز تلاوت کلام پاک، دعائے امام زمانہ اور حدیث قصہ سے کر رہے ہیں. اور الحمدللہ ایک بہت ہی اچھی خوشائن بات اس میں دیکھنے میں یہ آئی ہے کہ آج سے کچھ سالوں بعد ہمارے پاس صرف ایک یا دو ہی بچے تیار تھے، لیکن الحمدللہ ہمارے پاس 9 بچوں کی ایسی لسٹ ہے جو کہ یہ حدیث قصہ پڑھ سکتے ہیں. تو وہ ایک اچھی تعداد ہے. جو پہلے ہم رلائے کرتے تھے کہ بھئی 1 یا 2 لڑکے وہ آ جائیں تو ہم اپنا پروگرام اسٹارٹ کریں، ہمارے پاس بہت اپرچونیٹی ہے کہ حدیث قصہ میں. تو ان تمام چیزوں کو دیکھتے ہوئے ہم نے 18 ربیع الاول کے بعد ایک پروگرام ڈیزائن کر رہے ہیں. اس پروگرام میں جو ہے وہ آن لائن پروگرام ہے، وہ اس میں بچوں کو یہاں آنے کی ضرورت نہیں ہے. وہ لائیو تو نہیں کہوں گا میں کہ زوم پر ہے، لائیو نہیں کریں گے ہم اسے، وہ کیونکہ ٹریننگ سیشن ہے. وہ تمام بچے جو حدیث قصہ پڑھنا چاہتے ہیں، چاہے یہاں پڑھنا چاہتے ہیں یا صرف وہ سیکھنے کی حد تک سیکھنا چاہتے ہیں اپنی کریکشن کے لیے، ان کا ہم نے ایک جو ہے ٹریننگ سیشن رکھا ہے، کریکشن سیشن رکھا ہے لائیو زوم پہ کہ وہ اپنے گھر سے ہی لائیو ہوں گے اور جو ہے وہ ایک دفعہ حدیث قصہ کی ان کی جو بھی کریکشن ہے وہ کریکشن کی جائے گی تاکہ ہمارے پاس مزید بچے جو ہے وہ تیار ہو سکیں. تو وہ جیسے ہی پروگرام آپ لوگوں کو ہم فائنل پروگرام سارا ہو گیا ہے اس کا پوسٹر انشاءاللہ اس کے انفارمیشن جو ہے وہ کچھ دنوں میں آپ لوگوں کے ساتھ جو ہے وہ شیئر کر دی جائے گی. جیسے ہی وہ انفارمیشن شیئر کی جائے گی آپ لوگ اس کے اندر رجسٹر کرا سکتے ہیں. جن انسٹرکٹر سے ہماری بات ہو رہی ہے انہوں نے کہا ہے کہ 9 سے 12 بچوں سے زیادہ نہیں رکھے گا ایک سیشن میں. اگر اس سے زیادہ رجسٹریشن ہمارے پاس ہوتی ہے تو پھر ہم 2 سے 3 سیشن بھی رکھ سکتے ہیں. لیکن وہ جو ایک دفعہ ہمارے پاس لسٹ آ جائے گی کہ بچے جو ہے حدیث قصہ پڑھنے میں سیکھنے میں انٹرسٹڈ ہیں تو پھر ہم ان کے ملٹیپل سیشن رکھیں گے. اسی طریقے سے 14 ایئر اینڈ اولڈ کے لیے ہم نے ایک اور پروگرام لانچ کیا ہے. وہ پروگرام ہے اذان کا کہ حسینی ایسوسیشن آف کیلگری میں وہی بچے اذان دیں گے جو بچے 14 سال سے اوپر ہیں اور ان کو شوق ہے اذان دینے کا. تو ہم نے ان کے لیے پہلے ہم ان کو اس چیز کا اسٹارٹ کریں ہم نے ایک سیشن رکھا ہے. وہ بھی ہم نے 18 ربیع الاول کے بعد ہفتہ وحدت کے ختم ہونے کے بعد وہ بھی لائیو سیشن ہوگا. بچوں کو یہاں آنے کی ضرورت نہیں ہے، پیرنٹس سے وہ زوم پہ انہیں آن کر کے دے دیں، وہ بچے جو ہیں وہاں پہ اذان سیکھ لیں گے انشاءاللہ. تو یہ 2 پروگرام ہمارے ہیں اور الحمدللہ ہمارے پاس اس میں جو ہے بچوں کا بہت ہی زیادہ اچھا رسپانس ملا ہے. تو ہم نے کہا ان کی ٹریننگ اور ان کی کریکشن کے لیے 2 پروگرام لانچ کر دیے جائیں. ایک امام حسن علیہ السلام کا قول اور اس کے بعد جو ہے وہ میں ریکویسٹ کروں گا جعفر عباس سے کہ وہ آئیں سلام پیش کریں. امام حسن علیہ السلام فرماتے ہیں کہ لوگوں کے ساتھ ایسا برتاؤ رکھو جیسا تم اپنے لیے پسند کرتے ہو. میں اسی کے ساتھ ریکویسٹ کروں گا جعفر عباس سے کہ وہ آئیں اور سلام پیش کریں. نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ حیدری،
بھائی محمد والے محمد صلوات. گر پیا گھوڑے سے جب ان میں شاہ کرب و بلا، سارے عالم میں قیامت کا تھا ایک شور بپا. درد میں ڈوبی ہوئی آئی ایک ماں کی صدا، ہائے مظلوم حسین میرا مظلوم حسین، ہائے مظلوم حسین. عصر عاشور میرا لال بڑا پیاسا ہے، ہائے مظلوم حسین میرا مظلوم حسین، میرا مظلوم حسین. یہ محمد کا نواسا ہے، علی کا بیٹا، کیا خطا ہے میرے بیٹے کی بتاؤ تو ذرا، ظالموں کیوں ایسے بے جرم خطا ہے، ہائے مظلوم حسین میرا مظلوم حسین، ہائے مظلوم حسین. عصر عاشور میرا لال بڑا پیاسا ہے، ہائے مظلوم حسین میرا مظلوم حسین، میرا مظلوم حسین. ہائے تنہائی کا عالم کے کوئی پاس نہیں، ہائے قاسم نہیں اکبر نہیں عباس نہیں، یا علی یا میرا لال بڑا تنہا ہے، ہائے مظلوم حسین میرا مظلوم حسین، ہائے مظلوم حسین. عصر عاشور میرا لال بڑا پیاسا ہے، ہائے مظلوم حسین میرا مظلوم حسین، میرا مظلوم حسین. ایک دن میں بھر لشکر کا بھی غم دیکھا ہے، اس نے عباس کا اکبر کا بھی غم دیکھا ہے، دفن کر کے علی اصغر کو ابھی آیا ہے، ہائے مظلوم حسین میرا مظلوم حسین، ہائے مظلوم حسین. عصر عاشور میرا لال بڑا پیاسا ہے، ہائے مظلوم حسین میرا مظلوم حسین، میرا مظلوم حسین. صلوات بر محمد والے محمد.
ماشاءاللہ جزاک اللہ. جعفر کے علم میں اضافے کے لیے ایک دفعہ بآواز بلند صلوات پڑھ دیجیے. اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد. کی محمد سے وفا تو نے تو ہم تیرے ہیں، کی محمد سے وفا تو نے تو ہم تیرے ہیں، یہ جہاں چیز ہے کیا لوح و قلم تیرے ہیں۔ اسی کے ساتھ میں ریکویسٹ کروں گا شبیر بھائی اور ان کی ٹیم سے کہ وہ آئیں عمر سے خوانی پیش کریں۔ نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ حیدری،
بارہ دیگر صلوات۔ جب آفتوں کے گرفتار قید سے چھوٹے، جب آفتوں کے گرفتار قید سے چھوٹے، امام دین کے عزادار قید سے چھوٹے، اسیر و مضطر و ناچار قید سے چھوٹے، جناب عابد جناب عابد بیمار قید سے چھوٹے، بکا کا اذن جو پایا تو دل کو چین ملا، حسین تو نہ ملے پر سر حسین ملا، جب آفتوں کے پر محمد وآل محمد صلوات۔ سورہ فاتحہ۔ بر محمد وآل محمد صلوات۔ صلی اللہ محمد وآل محمد وجل فرجہم۔ لکھا ہے چھوٹ کے یسرب میں جب حرم آئے، لکھا ہے چھوٹ کے یسرب میں جب حرم آئے، سروں کو پیٹتے باسد غم و علم آئے، بپا تغور حرم سید امام آئے، بیان کرتے تھے سجاد رو کے ہم آئے، بیان کرتے تھے سجاد رو کے ہم آئے، تمام کنبے کو مغدل میں کھو کے آئے، بجائے تحفہ 72 کے داغ لائے، بجائے تحفہ 72 کے داغ
لائے ہیں،
مدینے والوں ہمیں کربلا نے لوٹ لیا، یتیم میں ہوا بابا ہوئے شہید
جفا
ہوئے اسیر ستم اہل بیت ویلا، برہنا پا مجھے تا شام لے گئے برہنا پا مجھے تا
شام
لے گئے جو تھمتا تھا تو جفا آشکار ہوتی تھی کہ پشت دروں سے میری فکار ہوتی تھی، کہ پشت دروں سے میری
فکار ہوتی تھی،
گئے رسول کے روزے پہ جس گھڑی سجا لپٹ کے قبر مبارک سے تب یہ کی فریاد، خبر ہے آپ کو بھی ہم پہ کیا ہوئی پیدا، کہ دوپہر میں ہوا سارا گھر کا گھر برباد، کہ دوپہر میں ہوا سارا
گھر کا گھر برباد،
تمہاری آل پہ رنج و علم کثیر ہوئے، حسین قتل ہوئے اور حرم اسیر ہوئے، حسین قتل ہوئے اور حرم
اسیر ہوئے،
چلے مکان کو روتے امام جن و بشر، تمام قافلہ تا ساتھ ساتھ نو آ گئے، وفور غم ہوا دیکھا جو خانہ سرور، اداسی چاہیے خاک اڑ رہی ہے ڈیوڑی پر، اداسی چھائی ہے خاک اڑ رہی ہے ڈیوڑی پر، یہ غیر حال ہوا غم سے جان کھولنے لگے، امام دیکھ کے سنسان گھر کو رونے لگے، امام دیکھ کے سنسان گھر کو
رونے لگے،
غرض اتر چکے ناقوں سے جب کہ اہل حرم، بچھائی بیبیوں نے گھر میں تب صفے ماتا، کہا یہ فاطمہ سغرا نے کیوں نہ ہو مجھے ملی نہ آکے، سکینہ بھی مجھ سے آہستہ، سکینہ بھی نہ ملی مجھ سے آہستہ، پکارے بانو وہ جی سے گزر گئے، سکینہ شام کے زندہ میں مر گئی سغرا، سکینہ شام کے زندہ میں
مر گئی سغرا،
خصوص حضرت زینب کی تھی عجب، کبھی نہ پیٹنے روزے سے ہوتی تھی فرصت، غذا بھی ترک ہوئی طاق ہو گئی طاقت، کسی سے ملتی نہ تھی آپ غم کی شدت، کسی سے ملتی نہ تھی آپ
غم کی تھی شدت،
یہی تھا ورد زباں تم کدھر گئے بابا، میں آچی تھی رہی توڑ مر گئے بھائی، میں آجیتی رہی اور مر گئے بھائی، لکھا ہے چھوٹ کے پر محمد وآل محمد صلوات
اللہم صلی علی محمد
محمد وعجل فرجہم، جزاک اللہ۔ شبیر بھائی، ضیاء بھائی، ذوالقرنین بھائی اور ریاض خواجہ بھائی کی صحت و سلامتی کے لیے، توفیقات میں اضافے کے لیے ایک دفعہ بآواز بلند صلوات پڑھ دیجئے۔ اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد۔ मोमिनात बस कल की मजलिस की अनाउंसमेंट और उसके बाद मैं क़िबला को दावत दूँगा ज़ेब मेंबर होने के लिए। कल जो है वो 28 सफ़र और कुछ रवायात के मुताबिक कल यौम शहादत हज़रत रसूल खुदा हज़रत मोहम्मद मुस्तफ़ा अहमद मुज्तबा अरवाहुल फ़िदा है। और उसके अलावा कल हमारे दूसरे इमाम हज़रत इमाम हसन मुज्तबा जिगर गोशा रसूल खुदा उनकी शहादत का भी दिन है। दोनों की शहादत की मजलिस कल आपके अपने सेंटर अपने इमाम बारगाह में ठीक 7 बजे स्टार्ट होगी। कल छुट्टी का दिन है, प्लीज़ वक्त की पाबंदी का ख्याल रखिएगा। नमाज मगरिब 8:40 पर है और बाद ख़त्म मजलिस शब-ए ताबूत भी बरामद होगा और उसके बाद जो है आप लोगों के लिए टेक आउट तबर्रुक और नमाज जो है वो तमाम मजालिस में बाजमात यहाँ पे अदा की जाएगी। अब मैं इसी के साथ मुल्तमिस हूँ क़िबला मौलाना सैयद हसन मुज्तबा रिज़वी साहब से कि वो आएँ और आज की मजलिस से ख़िताब फरमाएँ। नारे तकबीर, नारे तकबीर, नारे रिसालत, नारे रिसालत, नारे हैदरी, हैदरी, दुश्मनान अहले बैत पे लानत, खुशनूदी इमाम ज़माना बावाज़ बुलंद सलावत अल्लाह सल्ली अला मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद।
औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन व बिही नस्तईन वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला अशरफिल अंबिया'i वल मुरसलीन हबीबे क़ुलूबिना व तबीबे नुफूसिना रहमतल लिल आलमीन अबिल क़ासिम मुहम्मद। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला अहलि बैतिहि तय्यबीन ताहिरीन अल-मासूमीन अल-मज़लूमीन व लअनतुल्लाहि अला अअदाइहिम अजमईन। अल्लाहुम्मा कुन लिवलिय्यिका अल-हुज्जत इब्न अल-हसन सलावातुका अलैहि व अला आबाइहि फ़ी हाज़िहि साअति व फ़ी कुल्लि साअ वलिय्यन व हाफ़िज़न व क़ाइदन व नासिरन व दलीलन व ऐना हत्ता तुस्किनहु अर्ज़का तौआ व तुमत्तिअहु फ़ीहा तवीला बिरहमतिका या अरहमर राहिमीन। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि। अम्मा बाद, अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। All praise and glory belongs to Allah. He is the one that has created us, and in that sense we have a relationship with Him which will never end. He'll always be my creator and I will always be His creation. And this relationship will continue till eternity. As long as I exist, I am His creation and He is my creator. It's a relationship that does not require any free will or choice from our side. But there's another relationship that we have to build with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with our free will and choice. Just as you build relationships with your parents, you build relationships with your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your co-workers, your teachers, you have to build a relationship. The word relationship, etymology of words, etymology is a big word. You can hear me okay? It's a big word, but it just means the history where you go back to see when a word was made. And then you go through how, through the different periods of time, the meaning changed or evolved. Okay. So it's important to look at the history of the word so that you can understand the word that we are using today might not be the same meaning as when it was made. But some sort of similarity has to exist. Even though meanings have changed over time, so this word relationship in modern English, we use it for a connection, a way of conduct based on either it would be a contract a blood or a social connection again. But the word, when it was built on people who were part of the same ship. Relationship. So when there was a ship going and everybody was on that ship, they would say that all of them are of relationship because they're going on the same ship. So when you look at that word, that means that there has to be some common aspects. You have to share a space, and your direction has to be the same. If you don't share the same space and your direction is different, then you don't have a relationship, right? So if you look at husband and wife relationship, space meaning it can be house, it can be the mind space, it can be the space of the heart. You know, space is not just limited to a three-dimensional height, width, and length, right? So you say you have a place in my heart, right? What you're telling the other person is that you love them, or that person is dear to them, but you're using the word place. Okay? So now if you look at just the relationship of a husband and wife, if their direction is different, and the mental space they're not in there, and in the heart they're not there, then they really don't have a relationship. So this has to be built. Right? So we also have to build a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, we haven't really asked ourselves this question before. We just think that it's sort of automatic, but it's not. It requires the same amount of effort as it requires for you to build relationships in the rest of the parts of your life. As you build a relationship with your parents, you have to build it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As you build relationship with your co-workers, you have to build it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As you build relationship with your teachers, you have to build it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all of the relationships that you build in your life, you have to build it the same way with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you keep doing that, then you will only remain in one ship. You will only remain in one ship. And that direction of that ship is going to be towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And everybody that you are going to have relationships, they will be part of that ship. Therefore, there will be no fights among husband and wife. There will be no fights between parents and children. There will be no fights between teachers and students. With me? So we also use Imam Hussain ﷺ, we have it in traditions. Allahumma salli ala. That Imam Hussain ﷺ is the guiding light. Misbahul Huda. He's the guiding light. And he's Safinatun Nijah. He is the ship of reverence. So he's a light by which you are guided, your direction. And also he is the ship which takes you towards the destination of Najat, reverence. Now, we have to, just by saying that I love Imam Hussain ﷺ, or I come in the azan of Imam Hussain ﷺ, doesn't mean that you are part of that ship. With me? Because the people, there is even Hindus, in Arba'in, Hindus, Sikhs, Christians, even Americans, priests, Orthodox priests, they go in Arba'in and they pay respect to Imam Hussain. They love him. Just because they love Imam Hussain, does that mean that they're part of that ship of reverence? Does that mean that they've got the guiding light of Imam Hussain, that their direction is the direction which was intended by Imam Hussain? No. Now, if there's a person who is standing up on the same principles as the principles of Imam Hussain, even though this person is not saying that that person, like the vilayat of Imam Hussain, is his. But he has the principle. He is part of that ship. With me? So this ship of reverence, which is of Imam Hussain, actually has room for so many people. And since October 7, a lot of people who you would not expect, they were part of that ship. They were willing, I've mentioned this to you before, they are willing right now, right, to lose their future, right, lose their careers, be arrested, persecuted, banned for travel, and put under surveillance, right? Accounts perhaps being frozen. For what? On the basis that these people that you're killing are innocent. And we are willing to sacrifice all that we have, but we will not stay quiet. And the people who claim that Imam Hussain is their Imam, they are so afraid, they cannot even in their own centers mention the word Palestine or Gaza or say, go and do protest. And they still say that they are in the same ship as Imam Hussain. I don't know, this is very common sense. A 6-year-old can understand this. You don't need to be an alim to understand this. When the ship of Imam Hussain, you have to enter. What are the criteria to enter? Imam Hussain sacrificed everything that he had. Everything that he had. For what? What was his sacrifice for? What stand did he make? The people who were with him, what stand did they make? Were they cowards? As we are? Buzdil debo? Were they cowards? No. They were brave. That means that anyone who's a coward is not part of that ship. You have to be brave. Anyone who's not willing to have things sacrificed for a principle is not part of that ship. And the Hussain of the time they were waiting, Imam Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam, salawat par He's going to be looking for those people that are standing on the same principles that the ashab, the companions of Imam Hussain stood. He'll be looking for them. Why? Because anyone other than that, if they would be either people of Kufa or Medina or Makkah. And he doesn't want them. Why? Because history has shown that they are traitors. They are traitors. They will claim to be with you, but they will leave you because they are cowards. Why? They don't want to sacrifice what they have. They are addicted to comfort and convenience. They just want to save their life and live just with no discomfort, no pain, no suffering. That's not the ship of Imam Hussain. So, reason why I brought this up is that when we think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we think that automatically we have a relationship. No. In order for us to have a relationship, we have to build it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the point that I made before, if you keep building your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as you build your rest of the relationships, you will end up in only one ship, and in only one direction. Bibi Zainab sallallahu alayha asked Imam Ali alayhi salam, she asked Imam Ali alayhi salam, Baba, do you love us? Imam alayhi salam said, yes, I love you. Then Bibi Zainab said that, do you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He said, I love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said He didn't put two hearts in the chest of any man. Meaning you cannot have that you love us as well and you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. Right? You can't have that because He only gave you one heart. So Bibi said to Imam Ali alayhi salam, because she's Zainab, she's the beauty of her father. And she is someone that when you look, her father becomes beautiful. That's the word Zainab means. And Bibi was very young at that time. She said that, why don't you say that? That you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you're going to shower that love upon us. The love you have for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from that same love, you will shower it upon us. Then there is only one ship. No two. There's only one ship. Salawat Muhammad wa alihi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The other principle was that, and I only have 15 minutes, because we have matam as well in namaz. So obviously the concept, I'm not going to be able to open it to the way that I wanted. In the rest of the days, perhaps if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills. The other concept is that deen, I'll say it in Urdu and try to translate it in English. Deen or siyasat. Deen aine siyasat hai. और सियासत ऐन दीन है। उर्दू में समझ में आ गई? ये ऐन अरबी का है वैसे, ये सिर्फ ऐन नहीं है जी। What does it mean? It means religion same as politics. Now the word politics, if you go into the etymology of that, and I've already explained the history of the word, Aristotle wrote a book, Politica. The book's name is Politica. The meaning inside of that book is the affairs of cities. The system that we have is based on majority of the concepts of Aristotle. Right now, the politics that we have is majority of it is based on the concepts of Aristotle. Divide and conquer. This is part of the principle of Aristotle. Okay? Just for the little young, our kids. So the word politics today, when it started, it meant affairs of cities. Meaning what? That a group of people would decide for the majority what is best for them. They will divide the resources. They will defend if need be. They will provide for the social needs of the individuals. This is where the word came from. Now, if you look at that word and the description, the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he built a community in Medina. He built a community in Medina. You've read this in Diniyat, right? Like in Madrasa, that they migrated from Makkah, and when they migrated to Medina from Makkah, the people who were in Medina, they were Muslims, the Holy Prophet made them brothers of each other, that they're able to share resources. And then slowly it became a community. And for the community's affairs, the Holy Prophet would have Salatul Jama, congregational prayers. All of the community will come in the morning, they will be together for Fajr prayers. After the prayers are done, if there was anyone who was in need, they would stand up and say, my brothers, I need some money. I don't have it. My brothers, I need some food, or I need to get married. Whatever the affairs, whatever the needs of the community was, people had the opportunity in Fajr, they had the opportunity Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, to stand up to say what their needs were. And the Holy Prophet would determine by which guidance? By whose laws? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By Quran. By the verses of the Quran. By whatever the Prophet said was a wahi, it was a revelation. Right? And then they would also see each other. They will see each other 5 times or 3 times a day. So just imagine, if you could see me every day in the morning before you start work, and we meet each other, we greet each other, we hug each other, I kiss your shoulder, you ask me for dua, right? I ask you for dua, right? And we see each other before going to work. And then, in the middle of the work, we see each other again. Same thing, we greet each other, and we're standing together, we're in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And then Asr time, we see each other. Maghrib time, we see each other. Isha, we see each other. And in all of these times, if there's anything that we need, we talk to each other. Our love in one day, our bond in one day would be so strong. Imagine for a week. Imagine for 1 week. For a month, 6 months, how close we would be. None of our problems will exist. Everyone would give solution to each other. Someone would say, okay, I need a car. I'm selling a car here. Go ahead. I need a job. Don't worry, I have someone at work. I'll put your resume in. Don't worry about it. I need to move. I'm moving. Don't worry, we have 5 of us who's willing to help out this brother to move. Okay, I'm there. The Holy Prophet built a community. Building this community is deen. That's why siyasat of Islam is not the siyasat of Aristotle. Siyasat of Aristotle is the siyasat of Saqifa, where a group of individuals come together to decide for the affairs of the rest of the people. That is not Islam. That is not deen. That is the politics of Aristotle. That politics of Aristotle has no room in religion. Today, all of the politics in Pakistan, everywhere other than one country, everywhere, all of the politics that are played, they're all the politics of Aristotle. And when someone comes along and says politics have no place in Islam, those Aristotle politics have no place in Islam. You're absolutely right. But the siyasat of the Holy Prophet is any deen. If you don't have that, you have no deen. If you have it, you have deen. These are not two separate things. And then as the community grew, it became a government. There was Baitul Mal, money was coming in, and it was distributed by whom? Someone who was appointed by God. Not someone who was elected by people. Someone who was appointed by God. But then the system changed. Before the Holy Prophet, then it was supposed to be Imam Ali, who was a photocopy of the Holy Prophet, who was the nafs of the Holy Prophet, who is the same as the Holy Prophet. The Holy Prophet is Madinatul Ilm, and he's Bab, is the door of Ilm. Right? He's the truth. Truth is with Ali. Ali is the truth. Right? Even the enemies of Imam Ali alayhi salam, when he was given this sort of position of rulership, which was not part of the Islamic system, Imam Ali alayhi salam said, okay, you want this rulership, I'll take it. But the Imamat and Vilayat system, people did not want. Therefore, after 4 years, 9 months, they martyred Imam Ali alayhi salam in the house of Allah. Saath with me or no? So from the affairs of your household, from the affairs of the community, from the affairs of the larger us as the nation of the Holy Prophet, all of these affairs need to be managed and told by the system given to us by Allah. And the manager of that system, the one who's going to implement that system, the one who's the leader of the system, right, is Imam Zaman alayhi salatu. Well, we only have like 6 more minutes, so a person came to Imam Khomeini rahmatullah, he was put into prison because of this idea. Who put him in prison? Shah. Right? Why did he put him in prison? Because of this idea. Right? One of the generals of the army came while he was in prison and said to Imam Khomeini, he said, look, you have a great status. You're a marja, you're a mujtahid, you're a muttaqi, parezgar person. You have a great status. This politics is beneath you. In Farsi, he said, it's pidar sukhti. When they say that, it's like it's going to put you to shame, and the shame is going to go to your whole family. This is that bad of a thing. It's beneath you. Don't play politics. Imam Khomeini said, what you are saying is true. The politics that you are talking about is that. But the politics that are being talked about in Pakistan is that. You come into politics, you will be put to shame, and your family will be put to shame. For generations you will put to shame. Even though you pretend to be almighty and you have leadership and you have money and you have titles, you are put to shame every single day because of your actions. And your family is put to shame because of you. Anywhere else, in America, you go to UK, you go to Canada, people have banners and stickers on the back of their trucks for the leader of Canada. In UK, eggs are thrown on the politics, on the politicians. And when they come and they start giving their speeches, everybody knows they're lying. Everybody knows that they're lying. Whatever that they are making the promises, they're not going to fulfill. Everybody knows. So Imam Khomeini said, these politics you're talking about is that. But what I am talking about is any deen. What I'm talking about is any deen. Matlab, this is religion. This awareness we need to have before the Imam comes. If we don't have it, we will stand against him. Why? Because he's going to implement the same siyasat that the Holy Prophet did. And when he does that, the world will be filled with justice, social justice, and equality based on merit. And the peace will be there. Without that, every single system that man has made has brought nothing but bloodshed, pain, suffering, famine, environment finished, extinction coming, apocalyptic level of extinction is coming. The strange part is that our own people are protecting and supporting the same system that Imam Hussain stood against, that Imam Ali stood against, that the Holy Prophet brought where the religion was completed. Our own people are standing against that system. If you stand against that system, what are you going to do when the Imam comes? Phir kya karenge? Inshallah, in the next few days, we'll talk about it, because this system that is built is actually built with the participation of shaitan, with our own insecurities. our own insecurities, participation of shaitan, this system is built, where our affairs are being managed by this system. See? So as young people, as youths, you need to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has an answer for every single thing that you will ever come up to in your life. There are solutions that are there. You just need to ask the question. If you keep on asking the question, you will get the answer. You need to decide on this, that this system of life, your lifestyle, has to be Islamic. If you try to make a mutant lifestyle, little bit of the West, little bit of the East, little bit of the North, little bit of the South, you will have a mutated lifestyle where you will not fit anywhere. Have you seen a crow? Raven? Can a raven fit in swans? Can he fit in there? No. Can he fit with the ducks? No. Can he fit with the eagles? Falcons? The raven can't. The raven can only fit among the ravens. Our children are becoming mutants of different concepts of East, West, North, South. Where are they going to fit? Where should they fit? And they have an identity crisis. And our parents are not aware of that. Their identity crisis becomes so much that they start going through phases of depression. And when they go through those phases of stress and depression, they come to a point and say, I don't know. I don't know what is right or wrong. They get confused. So our parents need to realize that if you want your children to have an identity, first you need to figure out what your identity is. Our parents have identity crisis. So this gets translated into our children. See? So inshallah, tomorrow we have to speak in Urdu, but the other days we'll speak in English. We'll talk about how shaitan has participated with our own insecurities, built a system, and we don't even know who our enemy is, so therefore we cannot fight our enemy. So we need to understand who is our enemy so that we can fight with our enemy. See? And shaitan is our open enemy. We need to understand what an enemy is. See? Imam Hussain, in the movement that he made, in this movement, there was a point where he stood among the people and he said to them that if you cannot be free in your religion, meaning if you can't understand your religion, right, at least be free in your world. Because what you're about to do is wrong on both sides. It's wrong according to the measures of religion, and it's wrong according to the measures of this world. That if a person has committed a crime, you persecute them. Imam Hussain kept asking, what is my crime? What have I done that you are doing this to me? And when it comes to religion, the grandson of the Holy Prophet, or the Holy Prophet has said that Hussain is from me, I am from Hussain. Right? Someone who's a perfect human being. When they stopped Imam Hussain, Hazrat Hur did. And when Hazrat Hur stopped Imam Hussain had said a day before to the companions and to Bani Hashim to gather water. They gathered water. They did not ask Imam Hussain, why are we gathering water? The next day when Hazrat Hur stopped Imam Hussain, they had been traveling, they were thirsty, they were about to die. Imam Hussain gave them water. And there's one person who was left behind. He goes, by the time I reached, I thought, I will die. Because this one man came with water, he gave it to me. And then when he was leaving, I asked him who you are. And he said, I am Hussain ibn Ali. These people who stood against Imam Hussain, just a few days before, they had received water from Imam Hussain. Not just them, their animals. Even their animals. They were given water by the hand of Imam Hussain. And what do? They stop the water. They stop the water. Imagine you were little kids in front of me. Imam Hussain, in his caravan, there were 50 children. 50 children. Okay. Youngest, Hazrat Ali Asghar, Bibi Sakina, right? Just like that, there were children 5 years old, 6 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old. Right? Toddlers, babies in arms of mothers, right? Imagine the heat, no water. The children will get thirsty, they will cry to their mothers, we have some water. The mothers will say, we don't have water. The little babies would keep crying. The mothers don't have anything to give to them. Right. Bibi Sakina doesn't have. One day passes. Okay. Maybe tomorrow comes, no water. And the thirst, when you get thirsty, your throat starts hurting. It gets so dry, the tongue gets so dry that it starts cutting up. There are blisters that come on the tongue. Your lips starts cracking. Right? This would happen to everybody, whether it's a man, a woman, or a child. Third day comes, no water. No water. Then, Bibi Sakina is saying that, okay, these little children, myself, we don't have water. But she said, I have my uncle. I have Hazrat Abbas. I know he's strong. If I ask him, he will get us water. She wanted to help the other children, and she wanted to show her uncle, Hazrat Abbas, to the rest of the children, look how great of an uncle I have. He brought water for you when you were thirsty for 3 days. Bibi Sakina brings her water. And she gives it to Hazrat Abbas. Hazrat Abbas takes it, and he got an idea. He said, Imam Hussain hasn't been given me permission. I've asked for so many times. All I've done is gone to the battlefield and lifted dead bodies. All I've done is lifted the body of Hazrat Qasim from one place to the other place. Maybe Imam Hussain will give me permission. Imam Hussain said to Hazrat Abbas, okay, you can go, but just bring water. Do not fight with the enemy. If you're going to fight, just defend yourself, but you cannot take a sword. Hazrat Abbas went to the river. Okay, imagine Hazrat Abbas is thirsty for 3 days, right? He looks at the water is in front of him. He takes the water and looks towards the camp. He said, I cannot have water. My master is thirsty, his children are thirsty. How can I have water? Fills up the pot for Bibi Sakina's mashkiza, starts going towards the camp. He's fighting, he's going through the people, he's defending himself. There was a person on a tree. When he hit Hazrat Abbas on the head with a weapon that was made to crush the skull of people. Hazrat Abbas got lightheaded, but in this moment he some sort of realized that I don't have weight on one side. I've become lighter on one side. And when he realized that his arm was no longer there, but he saves the mashkiza Bibi Sakina. Then he realized, okay, something has happened to my left. He takes the Mushkiz of Bibi Sakina in his teeth. Now he's riding towards the camp. He has no arms. His head has been injured. He's going as fast as possible. And when he was hit on the head, he falls. He falls on the ground. He calls for Imam Hussain. Imam Hussain sees the alam has gone down. There's something has happened to Abbas. Imam Hussain could not see. There was so much dirt. There was so much sand. But he knows something has happened. The enemy said that we did not see Hussain walk like this before. He was walking towards Hazrat Abbas, but his back was bent. It was as if it was broken. He was taking steps slowly, one by one, by one, by one. He reached Hazrat Abbas. Hazrat Abbas was lying there. He put his head in the lap. He said to Hazrat Abbas, all your life you've called me master. Can you call me in these moments a brother? See, my brothers and sisters, these sacrifices were given for principles. So we understand those principles. These children were thirsty for principles. They were made thirsty for principles. We need to understand those principles. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the opportunity to do so. May you become the followers and the friends and the soldiers of the Imam of the time. May he come as soon as possible.
Ya Hussain, 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 Ya Hussain.
زہرا کا گل بدن مارا گیا حسن، زہرا کا گل بدن مارا گیا حسن، مارا گیا حسن، تیروں کی زد میں ہائے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں ہائے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، یہ آخری سفر بھی، یہ آخری سفر بھی انوکھا حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں ہائے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں ہائے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، سارا کفن لہو میں ہے ڈوبا ہے دیکھ کر، سارا کفن لہو میں ہے ڈوبا ہے دیکھ کر، سر اپنا پیٹتا ہوا، سر اپنا پیٹتا ہوا کنبہ حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں ہائے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں ہائے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، کرب و بلا میں اتنے ہی ہوں گے شہید حق، کرب و بلا میں اتنے ہی ہوں گے شہید حق، جو تشت میں ہے بکرا، جو تشت میں ہے بکرا کلیجہ حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں ہائے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں ہائے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، زہرے پایا تو حوصلہ اسلام کی نگاہ میں، اسلام کی نگاہ میں چہرہ حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں آئے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں آئے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، بعد رسول سے کو رلایا ہے قوم نے، بعد رسول سے کو رلایا ہے قوم نے، کس درجہ غم نصیب، کس درجہ غم نصیب گھرانہ حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں آئے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، تیروں کی زد میں آئے جنازہ حسن کا ہے، شبر بھی ہوں گے نصرت شبیر میں شریک، شبر بھی ہوں گے نصرت شبیر میں شریک، کرب و بلا کے واسطے، کرب و بلا کے واسطے بیٹا حسن کا ہے،